Welcome everybody, my name is MrLlamaSC. Today I am bringing you Winning with Ease, and this is going to be defending against DTs mixed into a Zealot Archon all in. So it's actually a little bit stronger than I was expecting. We played one game and I held, but it was really strong and it was really kind of weird, so I decided I was going to go ahead and redo it and just make a little bit of a stronger build, stronger game plan so you guys can kind of understand. So in this game, the person who did request it said that they opened up with a 2-gate Robo, which is probably safe to do when you do scout 2 gas, of course. And so, you know, with the 2 gas, of course, they could be going for the DTs, but they could also be going for like a Stargate play, and if you just get your observer over there in time to scout that, then you can warp in some extra stalkers and cancel the next immortal and whatever. But yeah, so it is going to be defending against that, and really quickly I want to do the new subscriber shout out. We have a ton of names, of course. First off, I want to start off with Turbo Toby 126. I messed up his name last time, called him Turbo Tubai. So Andre Coleman 11, Best Elf Killer, Love the Suit, Annexation, Happy Hand, Faulty Blue, Claustrophobic Man, My Super Lame, Omninaut, Ranmaru 216, Dr. Jim Bodius, Audio, A Node to Your Bender, Daniel Malcolm, Stever Cakes, and Snow Thief 2. So thank you very guys for subscribing. I hope you guys do learn a lot from my video. So here I did go for, I know I didn't really get to talk about it. I went for a 13 gate, 13 gas. This is just how you open up with the 2-gate Robo build right there. It allows you to really be in a good position against 4 gates as well, because you can get that immortal out in time really to have a couple zealots, a stalker, and then the immortal, of course, and then you can warp in a few more zealots and just have a pretty sizable force right there. So here I've got my probe, and he's stuck apparently. He will continue scouting shortly, I do believe. Yeah, so I go ahead and get him to start moving around again. So yeah, so basically it's just, you know, very standard opener. I do see he takes that second gas right there. Some players will wait to get out the stalker first to pick off the probe before they throw down the second gas, and so then they can move into DTs, but of course their DTs are a little bit later at that point. So right now, also the nice thing about this build is look how much it looks like a 4-gate, right? There's only 2 pylons down. I've got the Zealot, I've got a stalker coming right out, and then I have all of this chrono boost saved up, which I'm going to use to boost down on both the gateway and on the cybernetics core. Wow, so it never went down. Okay, well I will be boosting it a little bit later. I guess I missed one chrono boost on the core right there. I thought I boosted it, but I guess I did not. So as soon as the probe does leave my base, though, I will be throwing down this robotics facility. So it looks very much, there I go. So it looks very much like a 4-gate, especially if you use that first boost right there. And here I see that he's mined a lot of gas. He doesn't have much chrono boost left right there. And so I know that he's mined a lot of gas here on his on a second simulator, plus he had a second gateway down, and then now he does throw down the Twilight Council right here. So it was, you know, I'm not going to be able to see that Twilight Council. That's okay though. I do see the double gas. I do see the stalker out. See a second gate. I see the chrono boost kind of being used up right there. So I'm feeling pretty good that it's not going to be a 4-gate at this time. So because of this, I'm simply going to get one immortal out, just in case there's any sort of early aggression, and then I'm going to be boosting over an observer to his base. So just make sure to not get supply blocked right here. This is how the build works. Actually, you go right up to 34 right there, and then you can get the immortal out, and then when this finishes, you can start another zealot, and then your second gateway, and everything like that. So by very, very soon, I also want to note that I will be taking a second gas, and the reason for this is because I did spot that he had 2 gas for so long. If he was sitting on 1 gas, or if he wasn't mining from the second gas, or whatever it was, like a 4-gate, you know, he could be trying to trick me out, whatever, then it'd be very important to rush out that second immortal and not take this gas. But because I know it's not a 4-gate coming, I can feel a little safer to get out the sentry right here, and then now I can just start my second immortal, just, you know, slightly delayed as soon as I get that 100 gas. as soon as I get it. There we go. So yeah, so I do start that, and now I can get the observer over into his base to say, hey, what's he doing? Is he going to try and expand off of this? I don't know. You know, what tech is he going for? Is he going for fast Colossus? Some people like to do that. They get that fast double gas and they go right into super fast Colossus. But whatever it is, I'm simply going to keep my force right here. I'm going to head over. Okay, I see he's just got a probe at the watchtower. In terms of income, 27 harvesters right there. So right now I'm simply just trying to pump out my army a little bit, and then I do see that he's moving out with a couple Zealots. So just continuing to watch right here, nothing too crazy going on. I will be starting a third immortal, I do believe here. Possibly, maybe not. I guess not. Okay. So I do scout in, and okay, so I see I can't even get that third immortal because what's that? Oh, that's the Dark Shrine right there in his base. So now I'm immediately going to start chrono boosting out this observer, and this is important because, hey, what do you know? Here come DTs right up into the base. So the second that those get out, I can instantly turn around and just pick off the DT, and he just sent one into my base, but that's fine. So now I know I'm ahead, right? Now I know I can start pushing forward. I'm also going to throw down a couple additional gateways. And I also want to note that I did throw down a robotics bay. I got the second gas right there. So now I can start moving into Colossus tech if I want. But because I saw these DTs, I'm actually going to start pushing down. And the reason is because I don't want them to be able to build up too much. And possibly I can go for some sort of counterattack right here. So I'm able to start picking off a lot of his army right here. And I should be completely fine to clean this up. He's really not going to be able to do too much. So this pylon will go down right there. He's going to have to just cancel that. And so now I'm in a great position, right? I have another observer out on the field. And this is simply so that I can have one to kind of go push with if I want, and then I can also have one to defend my base in case he does come in with DTs. So now I'm going to push out once again, see if he's got a little bit more. I'm also watching for what exactly he's doing. No expansion, anything like that. I see out here that he's morphing in more Archons. Very important to just continue pressing because of the Archon morph time, everything like that. So you want to be able to hit and just pick off these Archons very, very quickly, because you can micro around versus the rest of this group, right? Like, you can micro this back, but the real problem is that Archon hitting me a ton. So I will not lose that immortal, actually. I think he does stay safe. I think I lose it a little bit later. But yeah. So back at home, I'm going to get a command nexus. Excuse me, not command center. So I'm going to actually be expanding behind this, and the reason is because I feel very safe. I've got all these units out here. I know I'm going to probably lose a couple of them. I think I just run them away, but I'm very, very fine. I can warp in another round of units right here, and I know that I'm in a decent position. So I feel safe taking this expansion. Very difficult to expand in PvP, a lot of people like to think, but if you can just kind of know, okay, I just crushed his attack. I know that, you know, he's not taking expansion or anything like that, but I know that he's trying to really go for a big hit. He's got 5 gates right there. But, you know, he lost so much stuff that now I'm in a great position. I'm also going to have this Colossus that I can start moving out. So if he does push in, I will have a Colossus. And also important to note, get a pylon down on this low ground so you can start warping in to reinforce with your army. So I will send my observer over here to kind of scout what's going on. Okay, I see he's got a couple Archons, some more Zealots that he's going to start charging in here with. My Colossus is about to pop, and I want to note, I have a second Colossus in production as well, but I want to note that I was trying to grab this Colossus so much. I was just constantly spamming it, but the Colossus would not grab. So he does take a ton of damage that was unnecessary to take. But note that I have the range army versus his army right there. So now I can just mic around with this Colossus and just make sure he doesn't die. But I should have enough, and then with continuous warp-ins, there's really not much that he can do at this point. I've secured an expansion. I'm able to crush his army, and that's pretty much just going to put him at the very end of it. So that's going to be the end of this video right here, and I hope that you guys were able to kind of learn something against that. That definitely was a stronger attack than I had originally thought. The first time I played against it, I barely held it off with just like almost nothing, and I was like, wow, that hit a lot stronger than I thought it would once I denied the initial DTs. But the big thing is if you see those 2 gas, kind of important to get over there and see what's going on, especially if he's mining from there for a long time. Especially if you see like a 3rd pylon go down, you know he's not floor gating you. Just kind of run around in that base, and then just chrono. I like to get that first immortal out, but you could even go observer first, just to get over there and see, is he making a Stargate? Is he making DTs? Is he going to try? What exactly is his build going to be? So as soon as you get over there, if you do see those DTs, just rush an observer out right back here. If you have an immortal, like right here, something in production, you can even just cancel it to make that observer, because that's so important to have that out with your army for when he does pop in. Make sure he does absolutely no damage. And from there, you're ahead. You can expand. You can get more gates. You can get a robotics bay down, and you'll be just fine. So that's going to be it. My name is Mr. Llama. I hope you guys learned something. I'll see you guys in my next video.